Today, I was late for my day job, and I didn't sleep in or struggle to get through traffic. I just got the time of my shift wrong. That's how cluttered my mind was, despite clearing all my thoughts out with a blog post yesterday. During today's shift, where I'm able to listen to podcasts, I came across Jackie Hermes' The Art of Entrepreneurship. On Tuesday, she posted her 300th episode after her first 4 years of creating. I had to share this podcast here because it felt like everything I wrote in this post after I had published it yesterday. The clutter in my mind was a bit like the clutter in my life, messy and confusing. So today, when I got to my office, I spent the first 2 hours cleaning my space. I organized my filing cabinet, something that has been on my to do list for weeks, maybe even months. I sorted through my extra supplies and all the drawers in my desk. I got on my hands and knees and I picked up all the little pieces of plastic and stickers that were all over my floor from the many times that I've dropped things. After decluttering my space, after checking off the to dos and knowing everything is disinfected, I feel better. So, thank you, Jackie Hermes, for motivating me to do the things that I know will inevitably make me feel better. Building a company from nothing is freaking hard, but I'm committed to the consistency that we both know it takes to create something cool. Yesterday, my mind was cluttered with an assortment of things, which made writing this blog a bit difficult. This whole blog post just feels like the noise that was cluttering my brain. And sometimes writing is what I need to get these thoughts to stop cluttering. So that's what you get to hear now. I just mailed my nephew's Christmas gift, and I'm really excited to see him reuse the Miss Frizzle costume I made for a solar system diorama. I knew when I heard that he was really into space this year that I would have to send him those little planets that I made. I hope this gift sparks a bit of learning for him, as constructing something physical has always done for me. Today, I am still learning. Every day, I will be learning because I live to learn. I'm learning how to create content, how to communicate math and science, and how to construct more effective tools for these purposes. As I continue to learn these new things about my environment, I also learn more things about myself. I learned that I love creating physical teaching tools. I learned that creating content is really hard work for me, and I'm sure for others, that it takes a lot of time, energy, and patience. I learned that no matter how many times I rewatch, re record, and re edit my work, third take on this video, it will still be cluttered with mistakes. While I try not to let these errors ruin my day, I can't help but dwell on them a little bit. It's interesting how even though I know what a parabolic equation is and I know what a parametric equation is, and I can easily see the difference, I still got those two words mixed up when making my last piece of content. As I create, I get so focused on articulating my words, getting the right camera angles, working hard to say things that make sense. However, there's still so much room for errors, and I still make so many of them. I wonder if it's due to the nerves that I don't see these obvious errors. I know I put out sloppy content sometimes because there's not enough time in my day to perfect my work. And perfect probably will never happen. Even with efficiency on the top of my mind, I still can't figure out how to get faster without making so many mistakes. Even when I was writing this blog, I was at the laundromat waiting for my clothes to wash. Every video, even the minute long ones, take me at least an hour. Every piece of content I create makes my mind clouded with view counts and virality. Every mistake feels like an opportunity for the internet to take my videos and laugh at me. Once I grow big enough, I keep telling myself, I'll have a team to write my scripts and edit my videos. I can hire people who can help me bring more value to my students. But today, I am just me, and I am overwhelmed. I am not only overwhelmed with the workload of making content while working a full time day job, but I am overwhelmed by the support. This positive but overwhelming feeling that thousands of people saw my last piece of content and overall people liked it, that should feel excellent. But still, I can't help but feel regret for not checking thoroughly for mistakes and saying the wrong word. I can't help but feel embarrassed for what might appear to be carelessness or ignorance, but instead was just me rushing to post something. Thousands of people heard me make a silly word slip up, and someone had to point it out for me to even notice. It doesn't shake my confidence to make mistakes. I know I'm still great at math, and saying parabolic instead of parametric doesn't mean I don't know the difference. I'm just embarrassed to not have the time that it takes to proofread. Because every day there's a new piece of content that needs to be put out onto the internet. You might ask, like, why does it matter? Why even make content every day if it's such a challenge? And of course, I'm asking myself these questions too, because why should I do this when there's no immediate reward? Well, honestly, I post every day because Gary Vee says that I need to post 80 times a day. And I know he's right. I see the patterns in the algorithm just like he does. And what he's communicating is that I need to train the algorithm. Every day that I do not post is a wasted opportunity for growth. If I waste a day's worth of training the algorithm, how can it help me find my target audience? This week's videos, like all my videos, have an upward trend on views and likes and comments. But if I didn't post a video every day, not only would the algorithm miss a day's worth of data, but how could it trust that I will post again? Why would it send my videos to be viewed if it doesn't know if I'm going to share another one? At least if I post every day, even if the content is subpar, it will increase the chances of people seeing my creation and inspire people to desire their own tactile graph. In today's world, Gary Vee is probably right too, that I have to keep posting no matter what. If I stop, I might as well quit. And if I quit, I might as well have not created in the first place. And that would be a lot of wasted time. I also know what other creators at my stage are doing. I am constantly seeing advertisements for the next hottest AI tool to optimize my workflow. I am always seeing the trending audios and the funny reels I could copy. And that's a tactic, but it's not my tactic. All of my content, it has to be authentic to me. I have to be the one who created it. And I don't feel right about outsourcing this to an AI tool that's destroying our planet and the minds of young kids. I want my nephew to grow up in a world where thinking and problem solving and creating are common practices in everyday life. These processes don't form if AI is completing those tasks for him, and I am no different. I can't put out a blog post, even drafted by AI, because what does an AI have to say that is novel, unique, and worth sharing? Absolutely nothing. AIs are stealing the work of artists like me writing today, and no credit will be given to the actual writers of its content. Maybe the AI would have caught my mistake, but chances are it would have hallucinated and told me how awesome I was, and it would have made many more of its own mistakes in the process. So I won't be optimizing with AI. Outsourcing my content to something that doesn't even understand what it regurgitates back to its users seems like snake oil with a sinister twist. I will be making content humanly flawed, and I'm learning to be okay with the permanence of those flaws. I'm learning how to let these mistakes not overwhelm me with embarrassment. I'm learning how to focus on what's important, getting my tool into the hands of people who want to use it. I am learning how to get excited about the overwhelming feelings I have. I am learning how to appreciate the positivity despite the errors. I'm learning every day how to grow my channel sustainably so that my brand feels authentically me. So even though I'm growing and thousands of people are seeing my mistakes, I just have to keep finding the parts of this process that I enjoy. As overwhelming as creating may be, I have to stick with it, lest I deprive the people who could use my tools from realizing that they are actually math people.